The Tin Shed neighborhood in Hebrew is known as Shchunat HaPachim, which is literally the poorest neighborhood in the city of Jerusalem in the early part of the 20th century. People who lived here were immigrants from Yemen, Kurdistan, and from Persia. They had literally no means when they came here, and they set up their homes in tin shacks. So it was called the Shchunat HaPachim. Officially, it's known as Zichron Yosef. Recently, I read a historical novel that took place partly in this neighborhood. The heroes of the story, based on the Banai family, who are a very famous family in Israel in the entertainment industry, emerged from this neighborhood, and the historical novel was based on the stories of this family. So much of the story took place here in this neighborhood, literally on our known street, which we are walking along. The neighborhood, as I mentioned, was originally built in tin sheds. Over the course of years, as people had more means, they slowly changed the walls of their homes to concrete or to stone or to other more sturdy types of structures. But as you can see, the neighborhood has very, very narrow passageways between the homes because the homes were originally built as sheds and then just added onto and built up. So there was no real city planning here to begin with, and that is what led this neighborhood to be structured in such a way. The novel is called Rais, which in Arabic means the head, which could be the leader, and the father, the patriarch of this family, Yaakov Rais, was a leader. He was a leader in his community in Persia in an uprising against the British there, and then when he came to Jerusalem he was still respected in the community. He owned a vegetable shop in the nearby Machane Yehuda market, which again resembles greatly the Banai family, who also lived in this neighborhood at a point and had a vegetable shop in the Machane Yehuda market. It tells the story starting in the British Mandate time, going through the British Mandate time, the relations between the Jews and the Arabs across the valley in the Sheikh Badar village, and the soccer field or football field that was in between, that was known as the nylon, like a plastic, because at that time in the 1930s plastic was like the new big thing, and their soccer field was the new big thing in that neighborhood. And every Saturday the two teams, the Jewish team from this neighborhood and the Arab team from Sheikh Badar, would have a tournament at the nylon soccer field in the valley in between. I'm pretty sure that it is the same location of a current sports field, maybe the Kraft football field in the valley in between these two areas. The storyline tells of the sons of this family, one who went to England and studied and became a doctor, and came back and became the head physician of the Hadassah Hospital on Mount Scopus, and leads us through the war, Israel's War of Independence, tells us of the great, horrible massacre of doctors and nurses on the way to the Hadassah Hospital through the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood. And another one of the sons became a soccer or football star and was brought into England to play with Arsenal and Manchester. And a third son, who was the more problematic son, but he was the star and in many ways the leader of the family. So it's a wonderful novel that is written by Nir Cohen, who is a descendant of the Banai family, and he did a very great research about the history of the neighborhood, and tells a very interesting story about the history and the engagement of the people the Jews, the British, and the Arabs at that time, leading up about to the first decade of the State of Israel. Again, the book is called Ra'is. The volume that I read, I actually found in a shared book library, which is another phenomenon that I should tell you about here in Jerusalem, and it was published by the author. It is in Hebrew. Like always, I invite you to come on tours with me here through the Nachlaot neighborhoods and in other very interesting places in the city of Jerusalem.